Excellent, the game has updated. I was never playing another game today. This is the only game that was on the slate. Any Twitter or other social media activity which says otherwise is clearly incorrect and misleading. So the first stream I did was this game, and for one reason and another I just haven't gone back to it. I never recorded that stream. Twitch VOD has been lost to the ether for a considerable amount of time, so I decided that I would replay the first section of the game for YouTube's benefit. As I've said in previous videos, my plan is after I beat this game to start speedrunning it, just because it's a fun game casually. I've played it before. I've played it about 8.5 years ago at this point, so I don't remember much of it. I'll be playing for a few hours at least. I'll be on the easiest difficulty, Boy Scout, because I don't see the point in beating my head against a brick wall, and some sections of this game are awkward, poorly designed, and varieties on phrases like that. But it is a fun Call of Cthulhu experience if you are into that kind of gameplay. It is an atmospheric horror game. One might indeed say maddening. I'm expecting to get to the most frustrating part of any game I've ever played in recent memory, at least by the end of today's stream, which I'm happy to say the speedrun skips, so yay that. But you'll see what it is when we get there, if anyone's still watching at that point. It is a horror game, so be warned, there are mature themes. It does have a sanity meter built in. Common visual effects are like increased motion blur, you hear voices. If it gets too bad, the main character will kill themselves. Jack will kill himself. If you have a gun, he shoots himself, otherwise he strangles himself. So be warned about that. As a Call of Cthulhu Mythos game, it is obviously not for the faint-hearted. It's not a scary game, I certainly don't find it scary, but it's really good atmosphere, and I really enjoyed playing it. So ignore these, we'll start a new game on Boy Scout. They're to higher levels, but they're on Boy Scout. And then there's an opening cutscene, so I'll be quiet.
Now, at my end, I can fully see. My last case opened in me a new fear. A real fear. A fear of myself, of what I am, and of what I've always been. All that I was is now lost. Hope, purpose, pleasure, all meaningless. I now walk in the shadows between worlds, and it is there I have finally glimpsed upon what lives in the dark corners of the earth. He said the thing! He said the thing!
Ripperoni Jack. So yeah, the game starts with the main character killing himself after what he witnesses over the course of the game. And yes, it is almost 15 years ago. This game is almost old enough to drink in the UK, and almost old enough to drive in the same place. Game tips, etc. One thing before we get started. I will constantly be frustrated at the control scheme. Q and E are lean, so V is the action and interact button, and I will consistently forget that. I'll keep game tips on though. 6.5 years previously, so 1915.
Robert, this had better be good. What's the beef?
Sorry, Jack. We had to call. This fellow will only talk to you. Name's Victor Holt.
Don't know any Victor.
He's the leader of this weird cult that moved in here a few months back. Got about 20 followers. They've been causing trouble all over town. Stealing, going through folks' trash, hanging around outside people's homes at all hours. No one ever presses charges, though. They're a screwy bunch. They've got the locals scared. So tonight, we were just passing, doing the normal rounds, when we heard gunshots fired from their property.
Gunshots? Hang on there. No one said anything about gunshots. Who have we got out here?
Yeah, just me, Nichols, and a few new recruits.
Well, that's just great. Lead the way, Robert. I better check out this crazy gang of yours.
Two things. Shout out to the GoldenEye method of inserting the first-person perspective. And two, their social media game does need work, because even I have 28 followers, so really cult, get on that. And yeah, with regards to the cool plotline stuff, the game is an interpretation of two short stories written by Howard Phillips Lovecraft. Oh god, the screen tearing still happening. Hell yeah, the Cult of Bubbles has more legitimacy. The Shadow over Innsmouth, which is the primary storyline, or A Shadow over Innsmouth, which is where the stream title comes from. And
something must be wrong. I think I saw him with Officer Armstrong. Just take it easy.
I want to say Stranger Out of Time, but I can't remember the exact name. But it involves time travel.
Evening, Jack.
So-
Glad you could join the freak show.
How's it looking, Henry?
I don't like this one bit, Jack. Check the alley on the right. Victor Holt's over there in the shadows. He's waiting for you.
Can we trust him?
Nope, but we've got you covered. You better take it slowly, though. They're a bit twitchy.
Almost certain it's not a Stranger Out of Time. It is something about time.
Try to stay calm.
It's been a long time since I read it. Oh, that guy's dead. Rip. You can't sprint, as far as I'm aware. For the sake of completeness, I will be exploring every room, although I can remember where to go for this opening prologue from when I played. Philip's been shot and is dead, so I guess R.I.P. Philip also.
As I continue to translate the narcotic fragments, I become more and more eager to contact my Yithian masters. These beings truly are gods to us. Their intellect and knowledge surpasses ours in ways impossible to comprehend. I know now just how insignificant mankind is in the universe, a doomed and simple species thrown up as a side effect of an experiment by the elder things. It is a blessing that such flawed creatures as ourselves have such a short and limited future.
So the Yith are the secondary storyline of the time travel stuff. There's all this stuff, healing items and whatnot. I looked at the 2018 Call of Cthulhu game. I could probably run it. One, I can't really afford it right now. 2, I can't afford the capture card to get it on the console, which would
That's an unusual design.
be preferable for me right now. That's a Yith. They've got arms. And because
This blasphemous image makes me feel
That's
uneasy.
obviously if you're streaming off a PC, it kind of has a negative impact on the processing speed and stuff, and the RAM. So I'd rather play newer games on a console so I can get the consistent stream frame. And oh god, it's so dark in here. Right, that's as bright as it goes, I believe. Yeah. So sorry about that. I can't actually make it any brighter. And then third point, the Sinking City is also coming out, which is very interesting. The game might look a bit washed out now, but I need it to be.
It's locked.
Right, I'll trigger the
That
cutscene.
symbol's strange. Looks almost like a flaming eye. I should take a closer look.
And to address your shootout point, this is not a game where you want to get engaged in a shootout. This symbol is one of the save symbols. I will save over the Gilman save. Oh, it's still plenty dark. It's just if it looks washed out,
It's locked.
it's because I had to up the brightness to its max setting. Oh, that screen tearing is annoying.
At last!
That was a bit wet.
Seem to recognize me. I don't get it. Empty ammo boxes and spent shit. An old wardrobe.
So this is following. This is an investigative game, primarily. It's mostly stealth and clue based.
Poisoning by the looks of it.
So if that's not your cup of tea, obviously you know that. So there's a sanity effect.
Nothing of interest.
From seeing the dead body. That one over there is fine. I guess this one isn't.
He's dead. They're all dead.
Ah, there it is.
A diary. This will make interesting reading.
Yeah, I can press interact with. I can press interact on most objects and get a little voice line. August 20th, 1915. We've been anticipating him now for 2 months. I can feel my anticipation growing as the day of contact draws near. Victor has not yet divulged his final plan for bringing Mr. Walters to us. All I know is that we must succeed. August 24th. The sermon today was inspiring. Victor enlightened us with the story of the great race. That's the Yith. Okay. Have fun. Transcending the bounds of time to visit his dreams. Oh, I see. Yes. Like, they want me here. I'm leaving. Of the conscious things on this earth and in the ocean depths, we are but servants to a greater design. I can only hope that my faith during these last days will win me favour when a master steps through the gate. August 29th. The experiments below have claimed one more of our order. Another volunteer is needed, but many are willing. We are truly blessed through our faithful service now that his coming grows so close. September 3rd. The preparations are complete and Victor's plan is in motion. He will arrive soon. Surely by now he must suspect his true nature, or at least question the nature of his gifts. And then today, he has come. Finally, it begins.
I can't open it.
I can't open it. Prepare to hear that a lot, actually.
What a nut house. The walls have been covered with glyphs.
Alright, let's get out of the room, because it's making me insane.
Don't shoot. I'm unarmed.
Ah, we've been expecting you, Mr. Walton.
Oh. Sucks to be him. I can't take the
Damn.
gun.
He recognized me. And it sounded like he was going to get on the level with what's going on in this joint. A
Take the
key.
library key.
This should help downstairs.
I've picked up an inventory item. A copper key with an S engraved on the head. Oh, study key, sorry. Which is downstairs. It's a locked door. Oh, there are these
It won't budge.
doors here to try. No, they're locked as well. keep checking
It's locked.
the overwrite that old save as well. So now there's no chance I'll load the wrong save. This is the study?
It's unlocked.
Yeah, there we go. Cucumber Sprite. Interesting. I know the shops here sell a lot of... Oh.
I don't understand. I mean, all of these photos. All of them. There must be some kind of mistake. Why would they want me here? It must be an old case. Something I've forgotten. Some screwball with a grudge, maybe. Think. I've gotta think.
There we go. A few of the shops around here sell aloe vera water, which is quite nice. It's a bit sweet, but it's not bad. But I've never heard of Cucumber Sprite.
All these photos and clippings are of me. I just don't get it. Another key. This should fit the door across the hall. What the hell is going on? It seems they've been tracking my movements.
Oh, I guess if you have a problem with hearing a heartbeat, might not be the game for you. Or of hearing broken bones. If you can break your legs in this game by falling too far. And
it's unlocked.
Not a great sound. Yeah, the one in the keyboard bottle. Take the narcotics narcotic fragment. I believe it's in here. This manuscript looks medieval, but it claims to be from a translation from classical Greek of a far older work from before the time of the first humans. The pages are stained, faded, and even burned in some places, making reading difficult. The legible sections tell the history of unthinkably distant antiquity. They speak of races so strange as to be beyond human comprehension and wars fought across vast gulfs of time and space. There are concepts so utterly alien that they sound like absolute madness. Time travel, flying polyps, mental projection, great race of Yith. Makes you dizzy just to read it.
The drawer. It appears to be a private study area.
Comment about the ancient manuscript.
It appears to be a private study area. For nutcases, they seem quite literate.
Guess I can't grab that book. I know I have to head towards the whining. Let's just look at that.
It looks like an eye, but the rest of the painting has no real shape.
I see you. Sorry, I see you. There we go.
There are definitely some strange sounds coming from this side of the room.
It's almost like there's a trapdoor here. Also, shout out to the mirror actually being a mirror.
Shit, that did not sound good.
Stairs collapse, so there's no way back up.
Well, that's just swell.
I don't think there's a quick save actually. Is it? That was the whole point. Heal. Yes, there appears to be no quick save. So. Right, if you have a thing about body horror, you might want to not pay attention to the video feed for a short while.
Seems like these cabinets are used for storing chemicals and medical equipment.
Yeah, well, if you have a thing for body horror, boom. Also, brain, digestive tract, kidneys, I assume, computer, readouts, stomach, maybe, lungs, and heart. So I can kill him if you want me to. I know, but at the time, this would have been incredible. I'm gonna put him out of his misery.
Oh, shit!
What's cool is that all the machinery stops. I killed him. I killed that man.
The crystal's still warm.
I think it's hard to ask to die when your brain is in a jar to your left. Oh, okay, then I'm...
feels like it's gonna collapse at any moment.
Although I guess I'm a cold-blooded murderer. He wasn't asking for for death. He could still scream, true. Yep.
It's a similar shape to the slot upstairs. It's a similar
Put the crystal in it.
shape to the slot upstairs.
Right. Arms incoming. Yes, that did just happen. Unfortunately, the game is designed for longer loading times, so the text we won't really be able to read.
It's been more than 6 years since I entered that strange house in Boston.
6 months before the suicide.
But to
then.
me, it was just 5 months ago. Amnesia, the doctors called it. Probably brought on by acute mental stress. I remember investigating the far side of the library. There was screaming. According to the police report, they had searched the house for hours, only to find me later collapsed on the floor. When my eyes opened and I spoke, my colleagues recoiled in fear. There was something unnatural in my voice and blank gaze. They committed me to Hospital Asylum, where I was diagnosed with severe schizophrenia. As it became clear that I presented no danger to either myself or others, I was released from the asylum's care. I have learned little of my activities in the 6 years that followed. The accounts I've been able to piece together show much of my time was spent in travel and study. I maintain a fanatical infatuation with the occult, delving deep into volumes concerning witch cults and dark legends, often in languages unfamiliar to my own. When I reawakened 5 months ago, exactly 6 years after entering that house in Boston, no trace was left of what had been a secondary personality. I was myself again, or at least what I believed myself to be. Return to normal life has been a painful process. In recent days, my dreams have been plagued by cosmic landscapes, and I've become fearful of my own reflection. I am beginning to remember things from
Long
that
cutscene
day,
is long.
more than 6 years past, that I've told no one else.
But yes, the Yith are an interesting design.
Jack Walters.
Hello, Mr. Walters. My name's Arthur Anderson. I need your help finding a missing person.
I don't take that kind of job.
Did you get my package?
Hold on. What exactly do you want from me, Mr. Anderson?
It's one of my store managers, you see.
The Matrix.
Ryan's his name. Ryan Burnham. Nice lad. He disappeared recently from the First National grocery store in Innsmouth.
Innsmouth? Never heard of it.
It's a small fishing town on the coast, not far from Arkham. I'd like to see you in person before you leave.
Hold on there a minute. I didn't agree to take this what the hell? I'll be here all day anyway.
It's not over yet, but there is a break. Some of those books that was shown, the Livre des Bons and Unaussprechliche among others, are classical mythos tomes referenced in Lovecraft's writings. So they did do their research. This is a narrative horror game, I guess, in a way, with all the cutscenes and stuff. February the 6th, 1922. Night. I have a new client, Mr. Arthur Anderson, the regional manager of the First National grocery store chain. It appears that the First National grocery in Innsmouth was recently burglarized, and its manager, one Brian Burnham, is missing. From what I've been able to gather, Burnham is something of a young rogue. But he gets the job done. A friend of the family, Mr. Anderson, gave him the job as a favour. Burnham is looking like the prime suspect for the robbery, but there are a few things that don't add up. Not to Anderson, and not to me. For instance, why would Burnham force an entry into the store when he had a full set of keys, free access to the cash register, and the combination to the back office safe? To misdirect any investigation? If that was his plan, why did he disappear? Following my conversation with Mr. Anderson, I found out what I could about the ancient town of Innsmouth. For generations, the crumbling seaport and its people have been shunned by neighbouring communities. Outsiders are unwelcome there, and there are superstitious tales of a strange element in the town's oldest families. They are of mixed blood, so the stories go. Whatever that's supposed to mean. The usual Hicktown prejudice, no doubt. After making a brief visit to Innsmouth, my client came away distrustful of the local authorities. He isn't buying their line that Burnham robbed the place and wants to know what happened to him. Only one bus goes to Innsmouth, and tomorrow afternoon I'll be on it. It feels good to have a purpose after 5 months trying to break through my amnesia. I also feel a little apprehensive. Maybe it's the wild stories about the town, or maybe it's just because I haven't had a case in so long. So that was the prologue. Now we're actually into the game. Wow. Permanent supply of morphine. To overcome speed reduction from injury. Innsmouth, 7th of February 1922.
Driver, how far to the stop?
It's almost there. I'll drop you at the town square of Innsmouth.
Why lock the gates?
Keeps out wanderers looking for work. We don't want those folks like that interfering with our affairs.
Is the bus from Arkham always this empty?
Aye, and we prefers it that way. Not many come to Innsmouth.
But what about trade? Surely the port needs business.
Innsmouth has the means to look after her own. This is it, stranger. End of the line.
He might not have done. Obviously, he was a policeman in 1915. 6 months of care in an institution. And then presumably he was released as safe, so he might have served.
Could you direct me to the First National grocery store? I hear they have a shop in town.
I don't know nothing about that.
Oh, well, you see, I'm looking for a young lad called Brian Burnham. I'm a friend of the family. He worked in the store.
Don't know who you're talking about, fella.
Be prepared to meet a lot of unhelpful locals. So,
Chit-chatting to him's gonna get me no place fast.
the Gilman is the place of the most frustrating sequence in gaming that I've ever done, as I say, in recent memory. And I've played a lot of frustrating games recently. Or games with frustrating segments, like Fear. I will eventually get over how
It won't open.
little I enjoyed Fear. This is the First National, I believe. Yep, that's the crime scene. I'm supposed to creep around the back, so I'll look everywhere else first. Again, I can't sprint. This is as fast as I can move. Jumping doesn't really add to the movement speed.
It won't budge. It won't open.
I'm enjoying the fact that there's no real Oblivion faces. The gangsters do sound like... the locals do sound like gangster meatheads. There is technically a reason for their speech. I don't think we'll get to that reveal today, though. There's nothing behind this poster, honest. I'm talking to Zadok.
In the tall and gallant mass. My boys, these are the joys of the noble and the brave.
It is ominous whispering, yes.
In the tempest strife, in the home of the mountain wave. When the driving rain of the hurricane puts the lights of the lighthouse out, and the growling thunder sounds his gong. Who's that there? Oh, can you spare a few pennies, young mister? I can give you something for your generosity.
Who are you?
Zadok, that be my name. Though too few years it now. Zadok Allen.
You know a Brian Burnham?
Just a young'un. Worked over the store. He's gone. Killed, I reckon.
Killed? What makes you think that?
Them's from out of town running a store. Taking business from the Order of Dagon. They'd not accept that.
What else can you tell me about this port?
You just bring old Zadok a bottle of something nice, and old Zadok will fill your ears.
That doesn't sound pleasant, if I'm being honest.
Won't open. The old drunkard knows something. I don't think it would take much to get his tongue wagging.
No, he just needs a bottle of booze. Bottle of gear. Fuel stop. They can't go in yet.
A device that pumps highly compressed air.
Thanks, Jack.
It won't open.
Is that... Yep. There's just a woman hanging. I'm sure that won't be important later.
Evening. The name's Jack Walters. It's a pleasure to meet you, Miss...
Miss will do for now. Welcome to Innsmouth, Mr. Walters.
Thanks, I think.
Take my advice. Do what you must and then leave. Tonight. This port does not cater well to visitors.
While I appreciate your concern, Miss, I can handle lousy hospitality.
Also,
Very well,
the bus
Mr.
won't leave.
Walters.
Innsmouth has a solid 5-star rating on Yelp. I'll have you
This
know.
doll seems more open than some folks around these parts, but she isn't going to talk to me right now. It won't budge.
That's the game's way of saying, she'll talk to you later.
It won't budge.
I will try not to spoil too much through witty comments. to the town square. Don't think right now there's anything else I can do.
It won't budge.
Apart from, as I say, sneak into the back of the grocery store. Oh yeah, they're in no hurry. This is the Order of Dagon. Esoteric Order of Dagon. So it's like a cult house.
It won't budge. That way's blocked by a police line.
And then this way is...
It's locked. It must lead to the back of the variety store. It won't budge.
Outsiders coming, snooping around when they ain't wanted.
I'm sorry, Joe. Was I talking to you? Was I addressing you in any way?
The sign says, Innsmouth Poorhouse, in memory of Lady Warnes.
Jack Walters will
Won't
remember
budge.
that. Okay, I guess we'll look at the statue as well. And then sneak into the... Innsmouth to her sons who died for liberty. American Civil War.
This statue commemorates the men who fought in the Revolutionary War.
Right. Well.
Fog's thick tonight. Damp enough to put out a fella's smoke.
I guess we could talk to Richard Gilman. I think his name's Richard. And then... Oh, even better. Safe point. Do the stealth section a few times till I get it right. Oh, let me know if the screen is the movement's giving you motion sickness. I can lower the sensitivity of my mouse.
Stop your snooping. And there's for hotel staff only.
Oh, I see bandages.
Evening.
Aye.
The name's Jack Walters. I'm just visiting.
You don't say, sir.
Charlie.
Gilman.
That's it.
Charlie Gilman. I run this here hotel of an evening.
You got any rooms?
I'd not rightly know that for sure. All habits cleaning rooms at present. Them's from out of town can leave a horrid mess.
Oh, the maddening part isn't until I actually get a
Talking
room.
to this fellow's getting me nowhere, and he's more than a touch creepy. If I need a room and I'm desperate, then I'll come back.
I have to sneak into the stealth section's it's tedious. I have this thing. I love horror games, but I find a lot of the mechanics really, really annoying because of the way they create the atmosphere. So what we've got to do is not get seen by this guy. So you can hide back there. But you can do this.
It won't open.
This. You do, in fact, have to use those dark corners. So you can get back here, which is a safe point. Which means if he catches me, I will load in here, I believe. And then there's a dark room down there.
The door's bolted shut.
So not that way just yet. Innsmouth Courier, says the newspapers. So what that gives me is a checkpoint. Missed the door. And I've got to figure out where he is. He might be up the other end of the... I don't know where he is. I'm going to wait. You can also hold your breath, which sometimes I'll catch because it's shift, which is obviously sprint in most other games. But I'm definitely using a dark corner, apart from this corner, which is a light corner. Where is he? No, there he is. He was. I could have gone for it, but I'm not going to risk it. It's just tedious. I mean, I'm patient and I enjoy stealth games, but I'd rather not get caught. Especially as I'm probably going to have to do that a few times.
It's unlocked.
Because he does auto aggro. Objects can be pushed. So now he knows I'm in here for whatever reason. Probably the bookcase scraping along the floor. Jack does... I mean, I guess it's heavy, but Jack does not push fast.
Assorted paperwork, but nothing of any real interest.
Jack is not, in fact, Jack. You are correct. So now I'm on a time limit.
It looks like I
to
need
find
some
the
sort
key,
of lifting handle to get it
before he
open.
comes
It
in.
won't open.
I believe.
It won't budge. The store appears to have been doing quite well under Brian. There's a bottle of bootleg rum and a wooden handle.
That's him breaking the door down. Ladders, people. Ladders. Get Jack. There we go. That's scripted, I believe.
Whoever's down there, you can rock.
Yeah, there we go. That's one tedious section out of the way. Grab the book. So now I've got some rum for Zadok to drink. Oh wow, okay. Enlightened or duped inside Boston's strangest church. Those of our readers who live near its headquarters in an ordinary looking Boston residence will need no introduction to the Fellowship of Yith, or whatever the name of the cult's name is. For those who have not encountered this mysterious semi-religious group before, a few words of explanation are necessary. Since our country's founding upon the basis of religious freedom, it's sure to have been home to many small religious groups outside the mainstream. No small number are headquartered in the states of New England, where the Pilgrims themselves sought a new world free of religious persecution. But the question must be asked, at what point does a religion become a cult and its trusting adherents, not to mention its blameless neighbours, become victims? That is the question this journal poses in regard to the Fellowship of Yith. In a month-long investigation, our intrepid reporters have diligently sought out the truth behind this so-called church. Its origins are somewhat mysterious, the more so since the group's leaders declined to be interviewed or to assist our investigation in any way. However, it seems that the Fellowship was founded more than 20 years ago by one Victor Holt, based on a revelation he had received from beyond the confines of this world. Holt has not been seen for almost 6 years. His followers apparently believe that he is communing with the mysterious powers behind his faith, and that he is shortly to return with new insights and teachings. All this sounds like a harmless, if eccentric, spiritual group, little different from many others. However, those who make their homes near to the Fellowship's headquarters tell a different, more sinister story. The adherents of this obscure sect are to be found loitering on street corners, casting menacing glances at their innocuous neighbours and frequently engaging in acts of petty crime, which the local police seem powerless to prevent or redress. Strange lights have been observed burning in the windows of the old house at all hours of the day and night. They change colour unpredictably and cast weird, unintelligible shadows. Even more disturbing, this is a game full of words, by the way. Even more disturbing are the noises which have been heard to issue from within the mysterious building. They include chanting, unearthly music, and, worst of all, screams like those of lost souls in agony. Many of the sect's neighbours are convinced that its services include human sacrifice or similar atrocities. Those few who dared complain to the police were told that because the house is private property, and because there is no concrete evidence of any wrongdoing, the most they can do is file a noise complaint. Are the horrors of Salem being reenacted in our city more than 2 centuries on? Is this fellowship of Yith engaging in unspeakable and criminal acts of worship involving torture and sacrifice? Why is nothing being done to ease the fear and distress they cause to the local community? A source within the police department, speaking on the condition of anonymity, says that this news report just goes on and on and on. Tell the Globe that the Fellowship is suspected of involvement in a number of local crimes, but so far the lack of evidence and the reluctance of nervous witnesses to come forward have thwarted any official investigation. Very well, we say. Where the police cannot or will not investigate, the Globe shall continue to act in the interest of Boston citizens, fearlessly exposing the truth about the so-called church and its followers. Our findings will be published in these pages over the following months so that all may know the truth. Editor's note. It is with great sorrow that the Globe announces the death of reporter Howard Addleston, who was leading the paper's investigation into the Fellowship of Yig when he apparently drowned in Boston Harbor. The coroner has ruled his death a suicide. Our condolences go out to his family. And then Arkham Advertiser. Grocery store robbed, manager missing. Thieves have robbed the First National grocery store in Innsmouth, breaking down the door and forcing open the cash register. The newly appointed manager, Mr. Brian Burnham, has been missing since shortly before the robbery. This is a very disturbing turn of events, said Mr. Arthur Anderson, First National's regional manager, from his Arkham office. This branch had only recently opened, and First National Grocery had high hopes for its success given the general lack of modern stores and amenities in Innsmouth. The robbery is a definite setback, and more worrying still is the fact that the branch manager remains unaccounted for. Innsmouth authorities could not be reached for comment. And then the book I just picked up, The Diary of Brian Burnham. Well, I agree with the locals on one thing. I shouldn't be stuck in this miserable excuse for a town. I can see why nobody comes here, that's for sure. Another slow day at the store. First I thought people were staying away because First National isn't local, but I haven't seen anyone go into any of the other stores either. Come to that, I haven't seen the other stores open for business. This place is deader than dead. Still, it won't be long before I'm out of here, before we're both out of here. She's the one good thing about Innsmouth. We'll bust open Old Man Waite's safe, take a car, and then it's New York City. Bright lights, nightlife, everything. I'll show her all of it. But not too much, otherwise I'll get banned.
It looks like a diary. It's gotta have some clues.
What's that? Holes in the wall. I am trapped. Whatever should I do? Slowly, so slowly, push the ladder towards the wall. And then I'll get pushed backwards by the ladder. Thank you. That's a corpse. Oh, skeletons. So many skeletons. And I'm in the dark room from earlier.
There are some issues of the Innsmouth Courier line here, and they're dated 1846.
Is that a journal item? Oh, I should probably read this. So, September 6th, which is the prologue. Guess I'm becoming a victim of my own success. After closing the last 5 cases so fast, the papers have been calling me a local hero, but I just had a run of lucky hunches, that's all. I'm just another cop doing his job. So there's a disturbance at a local residence. It's probably just a bunch of kids hopped up on moonshine. Why call in a detective? Maybe the uniformed boys are sore at being out in this weather, and they want to share the joy with the local hero. It wouldn't be the first good-natured prank I've had to take since those newspaper reports. I don't know though. Something doesn't feel right. It's more than just a regular bad feeling. It's hard to explain, but it's strong. I'm probably just tired. Those dreams don't help. I can't remember when I last got a good night's sleep. Must be a month at least. Right about the time I started my run of lucky hunches. The dreams have been getting worse lately. I'm almost afraid to close my eyes. Bourbon helped at first, but not anymore. The lack of sleep must be affecting my nerves. Well, jitters or not, I better get going. And then 16 to 21, I'm completely unable to recall what led to my confinement in the Arkham Asylum or what happened to the 6 years between my 2 visits there. They tell me I had some kind of personality change that night in Boston. They watched me for a while, decided I wasn't dangerous and let me go. After 6 years, I switched back just as mysteriously. But I can't... Oh, now I can pick it up. I guess I had to wait for the text to finish. Innsmouth Courier, 19th June 1846. Innsmouth Patrician arrested. Tales of Heathen Ceremonies by John Lawrence, editor. Obed Marsh, the head of Innsmouth's wealthy and influential Marsh family, now sits in the city jail accused of devil worship and other unspeakable practices. The whole community is left in a state of shock by the horrifying revelations that accompanied the arrest. Readers will no doubt be aware of the deep reservations expressed by the Courier's editorship and other decent citizens concerning the esoteric Order of Dagon, which was founded by Captain Marsh after his return from the South Seas and is said to be based upon a primitive religion he encountered among the uneducated natives of certain distant Pacific islands. I am so sorry for blowing out the audio. The captain's arrest seems to lend strength to those suspicions, and a full investigation is expected to unearth more. When I go into full-on narration mode, I start projecting. I truly am sorry about that. It's a habit from role-playing.
Old photos of Innsmouth. Most of them have faded beyond recognition.
Basically, the paper hasn't been active for a while. Ammo. As I say, this isn't the game you want to get in a shootout with. Several enemies you can't actually kill.
General notices. They're all dated 1846.
That's the bolted door I couldn't open earlier. So that's the way out. Yep.
Holy shit!
Just a person hanging. I'll investigate that in a moment. Nothing there, nothing there.
Ah, from the stench in here, this noose broad must have kicked it a few months back.
I'm gonna get away before the sanity stuff kicks in and becomes annoying.
It won't budge.
Out the back door. Nope.
Hello, Jack.
Do I know you?
Lucas Mackey.
Jack isn't
Sorry
very
to startle.
respectful.
Innsmouth doesn't get a lot of visitors. New names spread fast. What are you doing in town, Jack? Hear about the missing Burnham boy?
Not bad. I'm a private detective. My client's a friend of the Burnhams.
Seen the latest press from Arkham? Your boy's been quite busy.
What about you, Mackey? You're obviously not a local. What's your business in town?
True enough, Jack. Nothing too exciting, I'm sorry to say. I'm a government factory inspector. They posted me in this rotten hole to check over the old Marsh refinery. Speaking of which, I've got an appointment with the manager, Jacob Marsh.
Okay, maybe I'll catch you later. That's the first friendly face I've seen in this damn town. But I've been in this business long enough to know he's hiding something.
Oh, he is. He is, Jack. Also, yeah, Jack isn't very respectful about the dead or anything else, really. So that's that, which means I think it's now safe to just walk out this way without being caught.
You better keep your trap shut.
I won't tell him anything.
Please do. So that's all that. I should have opened that from the other side, right?
It won't budge.
See if I can open it from the other side. still think it...
It won't
Yeah, it's
budge.
just closed. So I've got some rum. So now I need to go find Zadok and give him the rum. That was... this way, I think? It's not a very big map, but... you know how it is. I do believe I went the wrong way. Oh no, it's fine. I can hear him.
If you pardon my asking, have you lived here in this port all your life?
Less 37 years in old lady Warren's house. Before that, over by a fishing cannery. Cannery.
Old Lady Warren's? You live in the town poorhouse?
Go and fetch me a bottle of something to wet old Zadok's whistle, and I'll tell you all.
Get ready for a conversation and a half.
Why, you're uncommonly kind, young feller. Here'll be a little something in gratitude that might help you in your search. Now you be calling me crazy. Like them that's there rumoring in Ankrum and Ipswich. But old Zadok's seen all manner of wicked things since before you was born. Old Captain Obed where it all began. Telling desperate folks they'd order get better gods. Them's that would answer their prayers.
Didn't the Christian folk of Innsmouth object to such blasphemy?
Aye, they did. It were around 46 that many folks in town were done with Obed and his ways. And all that wild preaching and too many missing, you see. A party of good folk followed Captain Obed's crowd out to the reef. Shots were fired. Next day, Obed and 30 of his followers were in jail. And for weeks all were quiet, till that artful night of 46. Them's out outside reckoned out it being a riot. But I seen them, swarms of them.
Look, old man, I don't have time to listen to these fishing tales.
Oh, was a massacre. The jail thrown open, mounds of the dead and the dying, shooting and screaming and shouting all across the town square. Come morning, the mess was cleaned up. Old Obed and his family takes charge, they did. Folks were told to keep shy as strangers if we were knowing what was good for us.
Zadok, who did all this? Who did all...
Said the old captain was now deeper in debt to his heathen gods. They were hankering for more than just sacrificing. Obed told folks they had to take the oaths of Dagon.
What the hell are these oaths?
You just asked old Wes about oaths of Dagon. Aye, he take the third oath. Just head over to his hole in the Dark Street. Then you'll see. For definite.
He's given me a key to the town poorhouse. It could come in handy.
Yes, it's almost like I'm supposed to go there next.
It won't open.
So,
Where did Captain Obed Marsh learn of these heathen matters?
In Warren foreign parts, the old fool had learned the ways of making gains, doing heathen things. He found a tribe of Kanakis in the South Seas led by a savage. Chief went by the name of Wallachia. And his tribe never went without food. for they had all the fish they could catch. Old Obed learned from his Wallachia that these things on this earth as most folks never heard about. Seems these Kanukis was worshipping undersea gods, with heaps of human sacrifices and other heathen things. But they was getting all kinds of favors in return. Plenty of fishing and even gold now and then.
Human sacrifices. Maybe you've had just a bit too much.
I don't blame you for not believing it, young fella. But just answer me this. Why did Captain Obed roll out to the reef of Satan and chant a lot of rites and incantations in the dead of night, so loud you could hear 'em all over the port? He caught something in the water that eve, out the other side of Devil's Reef. Some kind of thingamajig drafted out of there. It was given to him by Wallachia.
So, what happened?
Well, not long after the smoke started coming out of the chimneys at the old gold refinery, the Marsh family and those that had joined with Obed in his ways started prospering in the esoteric order of Dagon. Came into being with his Ethan sermon, that shit they do.
What kinds of ceremonies?
Yeah. Get out of here, lad. Don't wait for nothing. They'll know now.
I think he's had his fill for the night.
I hope you enjoyed the unintelligible exposition.
It won't budge.
And now he's snoring. So, to the poorhouse. Or to this lady.
Mr. Walters, I must speak with you.
It's Jack. And just hold on there a minute, sweetheart. Are you gonna even tell me your name?
My name's Rebecca Lawrence, and unless you want to join Innsmouth's long list of missing, I'd urge you to follow me.
Missing, huh? Like Burnham?
Of that, I'm not sure. You'd be better off asking the Billingham's daughter, Ruth. She was dating Brian.
What? Who's Ruth?
Quickly, you have to follow me. It's not wise to be seen talking to outsiders.
You were literally just told who Ruth was. She was Brian's girlfriend. You fool.
Jack, Innsmouth is a strange place. There are things that have no business being here. Foul, reeking things.
Strange. Trust me, I'm good with strange.
That remains to be seen, but I can help you. My father discovered this strange sign while studying an old manuscript. It seems to ward off the more unusual elements in Innsmouth. Whenever you find one, you can use it to find a moment of sanctuary. Now, I must leave before we're seen together.
I've seen that eye-like symbol somewhere before, but never surrounded by a star.
In a few places, Jack. So this is the Elder sign. I have it on some dice and a dice bag and stuff. Essentially, what it does is, A, it's a save point, so you can save the game. But also, the supernatural elements won't follow you near it. So it's like a safe area as well as a save point. I wish that would stop happening, it's really annoying. To the poorhouse. Getting ever closer to the Gilman section.
It's unlocked.
I should hope so, considering I have the key. Yeah, it does use audio cues to help with your sanity with the game, because there's this is your health like heart rate. I think it represents your health, and Jack's model. Head, right arm, torso, left arm, right leg, left leg. All has individual, as you can see, wound areas. So prepare for some graphic injuries.
If I see you outside, I'll report you to order.
I'll not say nothing.
But please do. Please do. I want you to say something. Actually, it's double negative. So technically she should, but...
Where is everybody? It's very quiet.
Just leave me be, stranger.
Oh, fine. Doors with no handles. How do they open?
Do you need any help?
Okay. That'll be a no. Hi.
It's the entrance to the town poorhouse.
Is it? Oh! The door was so scary I couldn't see it.
It won't budge.
Makes me jump every time. Every time. I suppose that's the point, really.
Since old Lady Warren's passed away, the food is rotten, but we'll die soon enough.
What are you looking at there, old-timer?
Nothing. I'm just looking. What you doing in old Warren's house, young feller? This hole is for the broke and the dying.
I'm trying to find Dock Street.
It's out back of the house. Everything in Innsmouth is rotten and dying. Windows boarded up, and all sorts of curious barking and crawling around black cellars and attics.
You got a little...
How'd you like to be
something
living in
there.
a town like this, feller?
I've been to more welcoming places. I don't think he's been outdoors for years. He isn't gonna know anything.
I will leave him to contemplate his inevitable death. While the food rots, I guess.
This almshouse is home to the old and the destitute.
As are most almshouses.
Her sleep is restless and erratic.
That's mine now. I'm just going to steal from the broke people that live in the poorhouse. I'm probably going to need the... Oh.
The old woman's dead.
Yep. There's your sanity effect. Enjoy.
It won't budge.
Pretty sturdy wood. Yep. Pretty sturdy wood.
It won't budge.
Seeing if there's anything back there. So this is Dock Street. Oh, Jack has vertigo. Gets vertigo as well. Whenever I'm on a ladder, if I look straight down, the sanity stuff kicks in. It's really annoying. I think if I recall correctly, there's a place later in the game where you're actually advised not
won't open.
to do it kind of blind, otherwise you go too crazy. You really should try harder, Kenny.
It won't open.
I kind of feel like he should be making... this will make more sense to Celtic than to Kenny. But when I played Harry, Apocalypse's Harry at the End of the World, he needs to do the really, really expressive shrug somehow with the noise.
Where is everybody? It's very quiet.
It's getting late outside. Folks says know what's good for them are safely boated in their homes by now.
Okay, right. Well, I'm gonna leave you to that. Oh, Kenny, this is an entire town of Gollum. You'll see when I go back to the hotel. Alright, I'm about to kill someone through inaction.
Hello there, little lady.
Hi, sir.
Are your parents at home?
Daddy's at work, and Mummy's upstairs, in the attic. She's been bad.
I see. So, what's your name, little lady?
Ramona?
Well, Ramona, could you get your mommy for me?
Nope. Mummy bites. Daddy
Yeah,
says we
Alice
gotta
indeed.
keep her up there for her own good.
Excuse me?
When I go near the door, she growls. I don't love Mummy like I love my daddy.
You don't say. Ramona, I really need to speak to your daddy. Do you know when he'll be home?
Soon, I think. You can wait inside if you like. Daddy won't mind. I'm drawing pictures with my crayons.
That would be great. Thanks.
So Mummy lives in the attic because she's been
I
bad.
should check the place over while I've got the chance. Nothing of interest.
That's just the door, you know. Don't worry about closing it, Jack. So yeah, she just lets.
It won't budge.
I know the 20s were a different
It won't
time,
budge.
but this is still not safe.
What are
Kid.
you drawing, Ramona?
Pictures of Mummy and Daddy.
Actually, that's Cthulhu and a house on fire. I bet they get along like one. Moving on. I can close that door. It's not all bad.
It won't open. It's a recent family photo. The corner's been torn off. I can only see Thomas and Ramona Waits in the picture.
You assume it's Thomas.
An old chest of drawers. Nothing of interest.
Actually, I was looking at the door.
It won't budge.
Nice. Kenny. Very nice. Right, okay, well, clearly
It won't budge.
I'm going to the attic. Yeah. Again, if you're of a sensitive disposition, you might want to look away for the next few minutes. Spooked ya. So that's Mummy. She bites. And that's Ramona. She squelches.
What's happening to me?
Flash forward to Arkham. Well, he kind of just doesn't do anything. No, it's 100% Jack's fault.
Looks like a diary.
Let's see what was happening. Oh, sweet. Arkham Advertiser. Innsmouth robbery, missing manager accused. In yesterday's edition, we reported on a burglary at the recently opened First National grocery store in Innsmouth. The case took a new turn today as authorities in the town named Brian Burnham, the store's manager, as a suspect in the case. Burnham has not been seen since the robbery and is thought to have left the area. It's a very straightforward case, said Chief Constable Andrew Martin in response to inquiries by the Advertiser. This young man simply robbed his employer and fled. I imagine he's out of the county now, if not the state. The Chief Constable dismissed concerns expressed by First National Grocery's regional manager, Mr. Arthur Anderson, that Burnham may have been kidnapped or injured. The game does track how many things you pick up. It does give you a percentage. If anyone likes collectibles. Diary of Thomas Waite. Last entry in the diary is from today. It reads, another sleepless night. I lay awake listening to the movements of that thing that I married pacing about in her locked room. Damn the esoteric order of Dagon. Damn the oaths. And damn the town fathers for not hanging Obed Marsh when they had the chance. No. Burning him. Him and his whole filthy clan. I wish I could just leave. Abandon my sham of a marriage. Leave the store to rot and start a new life far, far away, but I'm trapped here. Every time I look at Ramona, I know it. Watching her sleep in her beauty and innocence, my heart feels like breaking. She has no idea of what she will become. Yesterday was her 10th birthday. The change cannot be far off. Her birth gave me such joy, so much that I still use the month, day, and year as the 4-number combination for my safe. In that order, starting clockwise. So, remember that. It is as though I am trying to preserve that date forever and deny the inevitable horror. I sometimes think of killing her, an act of mercy before she starts to manifest the horror. God forgive me, but she is my daughter and I could never harm her. She is blameless in all this. When the time comes, Innsmouth will be the only place for her, and until then I must stay here to watch over her. It is my penance and my atonement for creating her life with her chosen mother. After she joins them, if the grief does not kill me, my life will be my own once more. Not that I know how I will have the strength to go on without her. Oh yeah, one should totally be armed at all times in this world. So, the date today, I can't remember. I assume February the 6th? Nope. February the 7th. 1912. I have 8 bullets. I don't have a pistol. Alright, anyway, let's go and confront the consequences of our actions.
It won't open.
Or my actions. You guys are blameless.
Oh, God. No.
They've taken the last thing I loved away from me.
I'm sorry. I didn't realize what was up there. What the hell was that thing?
There's no time to explain. They'll be here soon. Listen to me closely. You've been the talk of the town all day, asking after the Burnham lad. I heard he never made it to Boston, that he was caught by the order of Dagon.
Did he pocket anything from the store's safe?
Thankfully, no. It's sturdy. He'd never have wrenched it open with a crowbar. There's something in there that needs protecting from the order. You've got to get it out of Innsmouth. Take the key to the back of my store. The safe combination's in my diary, upstairs. Hurry, Jack.
What the hell's in the safe, anyway?
You've gone too far this time, Wait. We're taking you in for murder. You'll swing for this.
Wait, he didn't do anything wrong.
He killed his own daughter. It don't flesh and blood. There's plenty wrong with that. I'm reckoning you do well to mind your own business, stranger. In Innsmouth, we handle things by the old ways.
So I just killed a child and got her father killed as well.
It's Ramona's coloring book.
I'm just going to pick up the book, it's fine. The drawings that fill Ramona's book are like things from a nightmare. It is hard to believe that a young child could imagine such horrors. There are pictures of strange, unnatural creatures, crudely drawn but still able to provoke visceral feelings of revulsion. One of them is captioned with the word mother. What can it mean? These profoundly disturbing images raise grave concerns about the girl's state of mind. Oh, see? Now I've got a cut over my eye. That's how the health system is tracked. I could fix it, but...
It won't open. It won't open.
I might need the healing after the next section, so... Right, so I'm not being taken in for murder. I am free to do as I wish.
Jack. Oh, thank God I found you. Waite's been arrested for the murder of his daughter.
That's how they do in this
No.
town.
It's my fault, Rebecca.
What are you talking about, Jack? What's your fault?
There was something in the attic. Some kind of animal, and I let it loose. It's all my fault. The police dragged Waits off. He can't take the fall for this. He's done nothing wrong. We gotta do something.
Guilty or not, the Order will see him lynched for it. There's nothing you can do. Oh, you must have taken quite a bang in there, Jack. Your head's bleeding.
Yeah, I think I was out of it for a little while.
I see you've got some bandages. Use them on your head. It'll help you heal. You're not losing too much blood. You won't need a suture.
Thanks, Rebecca.
I appreciate the Twilight Zone reference. So bandage, suture. This is for poison, and if you break a leg, obviously that. So you apply the bandage. How do I? There we go. Now I'm all good. I believe there is a way to skip that cutscene. Oh yeah, that would hurt so much. But a bandage fixes it. Also, the bodies are missing. Shout out to the forensic crime scene cleanup. And then back to the shop.
It won't open.
I've never actually played Dead by Daylight. It's the wrong shop. Where's the variety shop?
These are the offices of a local newspaper, the Innsmouth Courier.
That's great healing. Been watching a streamer play Far Cry 2, and
it won't open.
The healing in that is interesting.
It's unlocked.
Here, there's a bullet wound in my leg. I'll dig the bullets out with my knife and it'll be fine. Oh, I think there's another dead body in here. Maybe not. Sure, we're not going to talk about the woman by the safe. That's Ruth Billingham, the girlfriend.
You don't look like your standard crook, sweetheart.
Jesus, you crazy sap! Who the hell are you?
Jack Walters, private detective. And considering your recent break-in and entering, how about I ask the questions?
Have you any idea who I am?
No, and I really don't care.
My family has influential.
Yeah, she's not wearing the, you know, the raccoon stripy zebra t-shirt and the domino mask.
I'm from out of town. The Order doesn't hold much sway.
Doesn't have a bag that says swag on it either.
Really? Out of town, you say? How interesting. I'm Ruth Billingham.
Huh. You're Brian's broad. That figures.
Brian? I don't believe I know a Brian.
Yeah, right. I've been fed that line 1,000 times, and from much better liars than you. Look, Ruth, the rumor around town is that your lover boy's in the hands of the Order.
What? No, that's not true. They'll have him killed. It was all my idea. I just wanted a clean break from here.
What do you want me to do?
I don't know. You're the detective. You think of something. I'll be waiting out at the old fishing cannery the next 2 nights, just past the abandoned railway station to Rowley. When you find him, give him this. He'll know it's from me.
It's drugs, isn't it? Nope. There's a message on the back. It reads you, "I love you, BB." Right, okay. Oh, hang on, this is one of those saves. Okay. How do I back out?
That's not right.
1, 2, 1, 2.
I must have got something wrong.
Just whip in handcuffs. He'll know it's from me. Diary of Thomas Waite. Ah. Whoops. 2612. Maybe. Oh, I guess it starts at 0.
I must have made a mistake.
Yeah, just reset it. So.
I must have made a mistake.
I hate safes in games so much. I guess we'll try it the other way, which isn't clockwise to my thinking, but there we go. So I done goofed already.
That's not right.
Keep jumping, don't know why. That's the same way I did it.
Something wrong.
Stop jumping. I hope you're enjoying the hands, by the way. Yeah, definitely hopping mad.
Something wrong.
I keep trying to skip the audio for some reason. I don't know why.
I must have made a mistake.
Okay, right. This happened last time as well, and I don't know why. I just can't figure out the date properly. I'd alt tab out of the game, but it doesn't like it all the time, and I don't want it to crash. Should have found the notes I found and used last time. That one. My search result brought up a YouTube video, the title of which is just Annoying Safe. And again, I really don't understand why I can't get this safe down properly. Skip all of that. Yeah, that's what I've been doing. I thought I was doing it correctly. Right, let's set it to 0 again. So I'd got the date right. Also, for some reason, it's V to interact with it, but space to back out. I don't understand how that works. I'm gonna have a breakdown on stream again. Starting, so going clockwise. Oh, he's just given up now. There's not even a voice cue.
I must have made a mistake.
No, that's anti-clockwise.
I must have made a mistake. I must have made a mistake.
Unless I was correct, I've just bamboozled myself.
I must have got something wrong.
I don't know how far I have to go to reset it. Okay, he hasn't said anything. But it's not open. So I'm correct. The combination is 2612. Starting clockwise.
That's not right.
I know it's not right, Jack. Oh, of course, that's what they mean.
I must have made a mistake.
I know what I'm doing wrong. Stop pressing. No, that is the right key. Okay.
I must have made a mistake.
Alright. It's the numbers, not the counting. 2, 6, 1, 2. So the saves in this game work differently to saves in every other game. They mean the actual numbers, yes.
The safe holds a heavily bound manuscript. The front is embossed with the words, Book of Dagon.
It's just a different interpretation, I guess, of how safes work. Obviously, in pretty much every other game, it gives you the number you have to turn it, not the number you turn it to, but there we go. Anyway, Book of Dagon. Yeah, well, it's the esoteric order of Dagon, so... This book is handwritten and heavily bound. Its cover is embossed with the title, The Book of Dagon. It seems to be a religious work translated from a series of ancient tablets. Yeah, super secret journal indeed. Tells of an entity called Dagon, apparently some kind of sea god, and his consort Hydra. So commonly referred to as Father Dagon, Mother Hydra. Dagon is actually a short story by Lovecraft, like a lot of the stuff is. It's not a bad one. They're the greatest of an underwater race called the Deep Ones, who worship them with sacrifices and other rites. The descriptions of the sacrifices are particularly shocking, and there are details of magical spells and other strange rituals. This incredible manuscript is to be believed that their history stretches back beyond the remotest human origins into unthinkably remote antiquity. A few individuals are so incredibly old that they have seen continents rise and fall, for they do not die of old age as humans do. Father Dagon and Mother Hydra are such individuals and are greatly revered for their age and size. Their greatest awe, however, is reserved for a dark god named Great Cthulhu, who is said to sleep and dream in the underwater city of R'lyeh. The book seems incomplete, the last chapters tail off as though the translation has not been finished. And it took us 1 hour and 35 minutes to reach any mention of Great Cthulhu on stream. Actually in context, not just me saying Cthulhu. I'm also going to save the game. Because it's time, chat. It is time for one of the most frustrating sections in any video game that I have played in recent times. It is time to duel, yes, or duel, I suppose. I stutter anyway, so trying to say that correctly is difficult.
It won't budge.
Back out the back door. I will relegate Dagon ass to the Shadow Realm. I wish I could. He's a boss fight in this game, as is Mother Hydra.
It's getting late. I'd better start making tracks. I don't much fancy spending the night in this hole.
But guess what I can't do, chat? Guess what I can't do? There's no bus driver. I can't leave. I'm going to save. Well, I'd love to find a gun first. You do find guns in this, although a lot of the time they're pretty useless. It's not a shooting game. I like how the texture just ends, so the paint kind of stops abruptly. Right, it's time for the Gilman Hotel. I'm so looking forward to learning how to skip this in the speedrun. And then never be able to do it.
Did you hear Waite killed his own daughter? His own flesh and blood? Damn shame.
You're 100% right, Kenny. You shoot the townsfolk.
Maybe, Charlie. I seen Elliot dragging him off. Caked in blood he was.
Aye, but Birch reckons she were ripped open, Joe. I don't reckon Tom would have the strength for that sort of killing.
I ain't got much time for talking, Charlie. I got instructions from the order to make certain the outsider doesn't leave tonight.
Would that be the strange feller you brought into Innsmouth a couple hours back?
Yeah.
I'm reckoning on him asking for lodging here this evening.
Thank you for having that conversation without noticing me. I'm just going to go and save again. So, to explain my frustration with what is about to happen, I believe one of the devs actually said they made it too difficult. Yeah, the guns I think do stun them. They buy you some breathing space, but that's it. As I've said, there is no sprinting in this game. This is your run speed. You can push things very slowly, but this is it. This is your movement option, and it's a chase sequence. It's a timed chase sequence.
Do you have board for the night?
In that they will catch
Plenty
you.
on the top floor of the house. Nice views over the town, I'm told.
Great. That sounds just swell.
Pretty much.
You all right there, sir? You're starting to look kind of funny there for a while. Face as white as bone and eyes as black as coal. Like you'd seen a ghost or something.
We've already had the hiding challenge where you don't actually need the hiding spots. You can just crouch. You move slow enough, fast enough that you can get past
sea air around these
stealth
parts.
section.
It makes me queasy.
The Innsmouth's breeze is not for your outsiders.
Charlie, can you come with me? I need to be telling you something.
He just appeared.
Excuse me, sir.
That's not going to be addressed.
Innsmouth law doesn't like to be kept hanging about. I'll be right back with you shortly.
Time to do some snooping, chat.
It's the key to the back office.
Let's check. Yep. Thought there was some shotgun ammunition back there. I saw it earlier.
It's unlocked.
And then it's... Well, there's obviously blood there. Post-mortem records. She were a lively one and no mistake. I kept her going as long as I could for the music she were making. Such a pair of lungs, and after she were done I found those lungs on her look as good as they sounded. Maybe I'll keep them. Her liver was particular sweet as well. I never much wanted to go to New York, but if they all talk as much as this one, I reckon I ain't missing much. As soon as he woke and saw the knives, he was away talking and pleading and bargaining for his life. All them words make me dizzy, and I had to take his tongue first to stop him. In future, I better wait a while after they eaten dinner, for his innards stank awful. So that's probably Brian. The bones were nearly all out before he died. I was real careful around the arteries, so as he didn't lose any more blood than could be helped, and he lasted a lot longer for it. The flesh moved on its own as he tried to work his arm, but with the bones gone, there weren't nothing it could do, just twitch. I took it out of the strap so it could move free, and I watched. The new gag worked much better, and he was more quiet than the last.
I wonder what secrets this book holds.
There's a head in a filing cabinet drawer, and hands. Assorted body parts. Again, this is the back office of the hotel. Charlie Gilman is not a good guy.
If you just follow me, sir, I'll show you to your lodgings. I heard there was a killing over at the old Waits house tonight. They reckon the old fool killed his own daughter. Caked head to toe in her blood, they says.
That is true.
To be dragged away.
I've heard similar.
Screaming and crying. I reckon there'll be a lynching for what he done.
I'm mentally preparing myself for this. That's cool, Ryan.
You're still looking pallid, sir. You're needing to have yourself some rest. Sleep well, and keep down the racket. Us Innsmouth are quiet folk.
You're also freaky folk. You ever want to see yourself getting hit with a cleaver? in first person? Because you just did. Right, so you bolt that door, and then you bolt that door. And you can't do any more until you start the sequence because that dresser moves. For whatever reason. So, that's all the preparation I can do. That's literally it.
Better. Not exactly safe, but the best I'm gonna get in this infernal town.
The game won't let you sleep until you do that. Right, get ready for my rage, my salt, and seeing this cutscene several times. Innsmouth turned out to be more dilapidated, depressed, and unwelcoming than initially expected. The stench of rotten fish fills the air, while poverty and disease lie festering in every cobbled back street. Only a few of the inhabitants have been at all cooperative, the others are evasive, and sometimes downright hostile. I wouldn't be able to sleep in this situation, in any way. My detective's instinct tells me they're trying to hide something. Of course, I could simply be prejudiced by their look and manners. They're almost ugly enough to get me believing those local tales of the Innsmouth taint. Even so, I've been able to make some progress. Finding Ruth Billingham was a lucky break. She's convinced Loverboy is still in one piece and being held in the town jailhouse. Rebecca Lawrence is clearly afraid of something. She doesn't come across as the type that scares easily, but then I guess she's not afraid enough to leave. She seems more worried about me. Then there's Zadok Allen, the old rummy. He was willing to talk all right. Yeah, pretty much. Like, he's obviously seeing visions from other people's perspective, and he's just, I'm fine with this. I wish he knew whether he turned to drink because of what he saw, or whether he saw things because he was drinking. The Order of Dagon, some heathen religion brought back from the southeast by mid-March, which was on Devil's Reef. Oh, Devil's Reef. It's not on until much further into the game, but when I get there, there is a chance there's a glitch, and I don't know if I can complete the game if the glitch happens, so I guess we'll discover that one together. Those who wouldn't join massacred by some kind of monsters in 1846. I would just drink whatever it was, I think. Not that I drink, I don't know if it would work for courage, but I wouldn't sleep. That is true. Just really wouldn't care. What else could explain the thing that charged out from Thomas Waite's attic? If I hadn't spoken with Thomas himself, I'd be sure I was seeing things. Whatever's really going on, this place gives me the creeps. The dreams are becoming stronger. I seem to spend each night in weird, fantastic landscapes with immense buildings like no architecture I've ever seen, and my body in the dreams, it's so strange I can't begin to describe it. Maybe it's some buried memory of all the occult stuff I studied when I wasn't myself. And this spooky vision thing is acting up worse than ever. Used to be I could kind of see what people were thinking sometimes, but now it's going crazy. It's like someone's watching me all the time, tracking me from the rooftops and the shadows. I'm so edgy I can hardly think straight. If only I could get some decent bourbon in this miserable town. I need to track down Brian Burnham, and fast, and the sooner I get out of here the better. I'll make an early start in the morning. Right. What I want now is some encouragement from chat. So if you could spam the Komodo hype emote, because it makes me happy to see it, that'd be great. Alternatively, I'm happy to take a short break while you go and stretch and get a drink or whatever. Kind of hoping the parcel I'm expecting soon arrives. I don't expect it will. Actually, I'm just going to get a drink myself. Be right back. I'm back. So, if I recall correctly, this section took me 4 attempts, I want to say, last year when I did it. And then I ended the stream immediately afterwards because I was so pumped up on adrenaline. So we'll see how many attempts it takes, how irritated I get, and how far we get. Because immediately after this section is a save point, so it's a logical place to save anyway, but I've got another 45 minutes or so. So everyone out there, please wish me luck for the Gilman sequence. Why am I doing this? It saves, thankfully, at the start of the sequence.
The great city of Nakotas. Rest now, Jack. You are safe. What was in the light, Jack? Where do you want to go? We are your history, Jack, and your future.
I don't understand.
You will, in time.
Gilman, where have you put the outsider?
Top of the house, room 401.
Come on, let's have him.
They're coming for my sweet, succulent flesh, chat. And this is advancing the secondary plot. Yeah, Komodo hype. Thanks, Celtic. It makes me so happy to see it. Right, let's do it. I'm gonna skip that cutscene every time. Oh, it auto saves anyway. Right. Oh, this you can skip every time, I believe.
There's his room. Just keep the noise down.
This would be the worst time for my parcel to arrive.
Take the keys.
Curses! It's locked. Probably bolted on the other side. He's awake in there. I can hear him moving about.
Break the door down, you damn fool.
And now I can move the dresser.
This is taking too long. I've got to slow it down first.
I've already slowed them down, Jack. I remembered. What? Is there something I can... Okay. They have been slowed down. Oh, yeah, of course, there's a bolt on this side. Whoops. So here's an example of the injuries. Just so that we can get that out of the way. Open fractures. Everything. I knew I'd forget something. Just kill me. It takes them so long to kill you as well. It's really annoying. You are dead. Try again. I know I realised I'd forgotten to do something, but I couldn't remember what. The damage system's really cool.
There's his room.
Oh, I can't skip it.
Just keep the noise down.
That's annoying. Pressing all the keys.
Take the keys.
Curses!
I hope you like the cutscene.
Probably bolted on the
You're
other
gonna
side.
hear it, see it a lot.
He's awake in there. I can hear him moving about.
Break the door down, you damn fool.
Quick! I see him.
There we go.
Check the door.
Cthulhu, it's locked. You do have enough time to do all of this. Barely. I've just got to remember where to go. I died. I forgot to lock the adjoining door. So they...
The door won't be bolted.
See,
Outsider, stop! Don't let him get away!
you're supposed to bolt that door, push that into place, and then push this out of the way. But there's just enough time to only have to do one of them.
This is taking too long. I've Gotta slow it down.
It won't budge. It won't budge.
Yeah.
It won't budge. It won't budge. It won't budge.
I can't push it because he's standing in it.
It won't budge.
Oh god, I can't load the autosave either. I have to die. So this is why it's really annoying. It's very finicky. And you can't skip the cutscene. Oh, you can. You can. You totally can. It's backspace.
Quick, I see them.
There's nothing else in the game. The game won't let you push this dresser out of the way before the sequence starts, though. That.
The door won't be bolted.
And that.
The door's bolted shut.
Stop!
And they just kind of got to guess where this goes. So that the door behind me doesn't break. There we go.
Got him trapped now. There ain't nowhere he can run. They've got him.
You can miss that jump. It breaks your legs and you die.
He's on the other side.
And now they're shooting through the windows. The first time I played this, I didn't realise that I could crouch. Somehow I got shot. Oh, that's how I took damage. I didn't realise I could crouch under the windows. And I broke my leg. Because apparently I got shot in the leg.
After him.
There's a dead body on the bed. Oh god. When I did this last year, my first stream, I missed that jump. And you have to do the whole thing over again if you die. No, you walk... so there's the vertigo effect. You just walk so slowly. It's not even funny. There's a section coming up that I used to test the... Hello? Can I get on the roof, please? That I used to test the... There's the vertigo effect. There's a hole somewhere. The audio settings and the... Ace Ventura. It would be. I used to test the audio settings and the the webcam positioning and stuff. And it's supposed to be a stealth section, but on this difficulty, it's just way easier to run through it. So they're clearly looking for me. So if I go this way, there's a safe point. Haha. Actually, how injured am I? I've got a slight graze to my face. Now, how did I... There we go. You just select it, and you close the inventory. That's how you use healing. And now I'll save, so I don't have to do that ever again. For this playthrough, anyway. So you can see how annoying and finicky it is, and then there's a forced stealth segment afterwards. But at least there's the save point. This is sneak mode, by the way. Get off the box. I believe I'm going out the other way. I'd have to go out this end of the warehouse. Is he going to turn around? He is. And I can lean. Actually, it's a video game. Leaning doesn't.
Stop!
Okay, it did.
Get him! I've got him!
I'm gonna saunter casually. Don't mind me.
He's here!
It won't budge.
Oh, out the window. That was it. Can't remember which way it was.
Don't let him get away!
I think it's this way.
Where did he go? Don't let him escape!
I'm gonna have to heal again. Slightly more dinged up that time. But you don't have to heal one injury at a time, which is good. And when you are injured, you move slower. So you don't want to be injured while in a section like this. Attack of the Fishmen. Also, when you're injured, if you have a gun, your aim is not steady.
Spread out! Search the floor! He's hiding somewhere!
That hole is where I want to be going. And it's over there in that corner.
Hold it! Stop him!
I can't jump over the edge.
It's here!
Right, I'm gonna have to reload the save probably, but
He's over here!
Serpentine! Serpentine!
Die, outsider!
I'm fine. I'll see. I'll wait till I find some more medicine. So to help with the sanity stuff, because if you can hear the heartbeat and Jack is actually breathing quite heavily, sometimes looking into a corner helps calm him down. But you just need one of the elder signs as well.
Curses! Lost him!
Maybe they got out somewhere! Get the front doors open! First
They've
the
left.
alleys and streets! In the name of the Order of Dagon! I'm the outsider!
Shit. This order really wants me dead. A set of account books.
I'd better watch my step. Right. So these are all just bandages. So I don't mind healing these. Bandages are plentiful. Everything else is a shorter supply of. Smaller supply even. But also, Elder Sign. So they won't actually follow you into this room if you ever are chased by them because of the Elder Sign, I believe. And it helps with Jack's sanity. Now the other way, just very slowly push the box. Don't think there's anyone left in here. That's a bollard, not a person. Or a support pillar, I guess. Oh no, there are people left in here. I move slightly faster like this. Nope. I've got to go in there. I believe. Wanted for theft. Brian Burnham. Oh, he's the guy I'm looking for. Just gotta be stealthy. Jump on these boxes for this, which I remember from my... Did I just seriously just take damage? I did not. You haven't missed anything, Kenny. I'm just doing a stealth section. So it's all very slow.
What was that?
Oh, he's there. Okay. Not that way. This way.
Cthulhu! What is it? Shoot him!
Please don't. There's a lot of them.
Stranger, stop!
Nope. I don't think there's anything here apart from a frame rate drop.
It won't budge.
It won't budge. And they won't follow me in here. How am I doing? Just an arm? Just an arm. I can cope with that.
William! For God's sake!
Your friend is
William.
dead.
Jesus Christ, no! You're a fool, Willie. Told you it wasn't safe in there.
Look, fella, I know you're upset, but I really need some help.
Ah, you're the outsider they're hunting tonight. You don't have a hope, stranger. The Order's mob will be everywhere you turn. Down the sewers is the only place that them folks balk at venturing. And for good cause at that, mind you.
I can cope with foul air. It'll be a change from the stink of dead fish.
You're not getting my meaning, stranger. There's rumoring of real horrors in the black dankness beneath these streets.
As dank as the
Maybe
muse?
the folk with the Tain are devils. But at least they're devils of this earth. You ever hear tell of a Shaggoth, stranger?
Just tell me where I can get into the sewers.
Alright. You've been warned. Just the other side of this here building is a road leading down to the filtration plant. There's an open sewer pit down there. Good luck, stranger.
Thank you. Just ignore the corpse lying on top of the save point. It's fine. No real explanation as to what Wheelie was doing. I've played enough video games to know. Fine. I do it the way you want me to, game. Hut.
I'm
What
not so sure this was
did
one
I
of my
take
better
damage from?
ideas.
I'm not in the truck.
Take him down!
Oh, that sweet sewer squelch. Nope.
A sturdy-looking metal bar.
I'll let him get alive!
Oh, I'm getting away.
Kill him! Don't let him get away!
Haha. Oh, I have to crouch. Can't catch me, coppers. And now I'm in the sewers. Lovely place to be. Lovely place to be. Fine people everywhere live in the sewers. Actually, that's, not strictly inaccurate. People sometimes live in sewers because they have no choice, but...
Hello?
There's Ramona.
No, wait!
You're dead, little girl. Okay. Jack.
Why did you let me die?
Jack, you're hearing voices, dude. Hold it together.
What the hell is all this stuff?
Ah, shit! It's corrosive!
Yeah, the dude told you. Shoggoth. Hello? Could have done without that. Probably play until the next save point. And then wrap up. Unless the next save point is absurdly close.
An old metal cabinet. It's empty.
Well, it's empty now, Jack. It's empty now. There be something down here.
It won't budge.
Yeah, so I might have to go back and there's pipes that go in the other way. So I'll go back and save.
His skin's been corroded from his body.
He must have died in agony.
He must have died in agony.
I'm not looking too great. So we'll just bandage his stuff. Let's just take care of it. I can't bother to go back and save though, so come what may. What? Now what's freaking you out?
It's coated in slime. I'm not touching it. It's coated in slime. I'm not touching it.
Okay, so I've drained it. But I can't get in there currently.
It won't budge.
What happens if I do one pipe? That happens. Okay. What about turning that pipe off, emptying it, and doing the other pipe? So it's drained. That's better. Yep, that's water. Not slime. Environmental puzzle solving. Half-Life 2 has seesaws. This has things that actually make sense. I don't think that's the intended solution, but I'll take it. Oh joy. Zadok.
God, it's the old...
Oh, back in Arkham. Can't get out of my room full of books.
I can hear them calling to me.
I see. I see.
Being watched.
Ladder. Some people can't deal with that. That's perfectly fine.
Things I don't like. Why did you let me die?
I don't know what I'm here.
Everything is dark here. Keep following me.
Doing
When you walk.
Jack, as you can hear,
They're calling to me.
is suffering a little. Grab that. The panic's worn off. Is there anything else in here first? Nope. Yeah, but as I say, some people just can't handle being locked in, so adding the books obviously doesn't help. There's Ramona. Well, the only thing in that cell to stand on was the bed, and the books were on the bed, so I don't know if that would really serve you well. That looks like I can... Okay. I didn't actually want to do that. But I guess I'm down here now. I'm going to ignore the giant crabs. Really? Fall damage to a safe... Oh, there's ladders. I hope you like the sound of an open fracture, chat. Now, I'm going to splint it. I will apply both of those. Yeah, if I stop now, I might have time to upload this before I have to go out. So, that's it for today. Thank you everyone for coming by and watching. If you're watching this on YouTube, please do drop by the stream sometime. The link is in the description. Everyone who's been hanging out and chat and watching, thank you for your support. Thank you for the Komodo hype earlier, Celtic. I hope that this has been entertaining. That you aren't too spooked. It is a horror game after all. I'm enjoying playing it again. As I say, I wanted to replay it for a while. Be back with more of it tomorrow. So if you want to watch more of it, feel free to. If you don't want to, that is equally okay. Actually, you know what? Before I wrap up, the puzzle. Now I know what I'm doing will be very simple, and it's a waste of resources. Falling off of that scaffolding. So, ignore the recap. Ignore the wrap up momentarily. Hurry up, Jack. There we go. As I say, I think you can skip that animation with some save stuff. Right, is this empty? It is not. So do that. Pop back here. Do that. Turn it off. Go here. It does mean, Kenny, that you will have to witness the bug thing again. So sorry about. Can I not get on here now? I guess you can't get on there while it's full. Yeah, you just can't get on there while it's full. Okay, so drop into here. Witness the feeding again. No, I don't have to actually, because I can just start climbing the ladder. I know where I'm going. Cue Zadok.
Oh God! It's
Kill
the old fisherman, Zadok Allen.
Right, so there's the bed, which is also covered in bugs, and the sink, which is covered in bugs. So there's really no way out. Yeah, I've seen their endings through speedruns and stuff, and it does. The game seems fine up until the ending, and then it just falls apart. There's no purpose to be over here, is there? There is not. Right, there we go. There's your bugs dealt with. Back down here. Let's go and say hi to Ramona. Hi, Ramona. There's Ramona. Well, unfortunately, the opening cutscene of this game is set 6 months after the time I'm playing now or something, and it's Jack killing himself, so you're probably not going to like the ending of this game either. Giant crabs. That's how you're supposed to get down. There we go. It does indeed suck to be Jack. Right, so now I'm actually wrapping up because I got here without losing health pointlessly. Thank you guys for supporting, coming along and supporting, keeping me company. As I say, I'll be back tomorrow with more of this. If I can get Breach to work, I might play it, but it depends if I can get it to work. I might have to talk to QC Games customer support team. But that's by the by. And that's fine, Kenny. I just appreciate you being here and hanging out. Really, that's it. This will be up on YouTube in a bit, probably. As I say, if you're on YouTube, please do come by the stream. Check out more content if you like my streaming style. If you don't, then that's fine. You are free to choose what you like and don't like. Until then, see you around.